Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Shaming tactics. This type of person uses it. Welcome. My name is Coach Tobias Forst, founder of ACHILLES, decade-long recipient of narcissistic abuse, and I've saved myself from it. And you can do that too. Today we will go through the topic of shaming tactics, and within a framework of 6 aspects we will be discussing the timing of shaming tactics, the goal of shaming tactics, the users of shaming tactics, the recipients, a few examples, and at the end of the video, in step 6, what are recommendations as to your behavior? How can you react in a healthy and boundary-setting manner against shaming tactics, against receiving those? So to start off, the timing, ladies and gentlemen, the timing is crucial, because the timing of shaming tactics is always proactive, meaning that it is not a reaction to your shaming tactic because you didn't use any. But imagine you're in the framework, in a setting of a healthy discussion among mature adults. And then there's Jeff or Jessica. And at some point, they're running out of arguments. They have no interest really in the discussion, but have their own goal in mind, which we will go through in a second. And they try to leave the logic and rationality-based argumentation discussion among the two of you, or among whoever's participating, and change the setting into an arena of unregulated, unstable emotionalism. And this leads us to the goal. What's the goal behind it? The goal is always control, to the fact that they, the narcissists, want to goad you into giving an emotionally charged response to their provocation, which has emotionalism within, but it is usually cleverly veiled, so that they can say, "You're quite agitated today, aren't you?" But it was clear that this was their intention, but still you might have fallen for it. This is also called ad hominem attacks, deriving from Latin homo hominis, the man, basically, not without an article, man. So it goes against the person. It is verbally invasive, meant to provoke you to respond in an emotionally charged and possibly irate way. The end goal of this is the destruction of your social status. So be very mindful of that. It is nothing short of destroying you and your standing within a group. Point number 3. Who uses shaming tactics? People with designated personality disorders like NPD, histrionic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and others. Then people with personality styles, the ones we are talking about all the time, narcissists, toxic people, passive-aggressive people, and in a gender-specific distinction, immature and emotionally unstable women of any and every age. You will find them as easily at the age of 15 as you will find them at the age of 75. And on the other hand, feminized men, regardless of age. For some of those men, it might even be, it not only might, it even is a mating strategy, trying to show that they speak the language of emotionalism. Maybe he can get some now. It is not so, this is the thought pattern, it is not really predicated on the highest success quotes, but these types of feminized men will have to find that out on their own. So who's the recipient of shaming tactics? It is very simple, ladies and gentlemen, because it's all of you. Men and women alike are the recipients of shaming tactics. As a brief interjection to bring to our forefront in our minds how conflict resolution in the camp of men amongst themselves, in the camp of women amongst themselves, used to be how the programming works. Men tended to resolve conflict in a physical way, with the goal of physically subduing the other man, exerting dominance over the other man, and maybe even physically destroying him in the process. This way of conflict resolution is regulated in our legal systems, and it is forbidden if it is being used in a proactive way, going out and trying to inflict physical damage toward someone. Reactively, it is allowed. Self-defense, to be brief. Now we go to the camp of the ladies. Conflict resolution, as the machine works, is on a psychological level, with the goal of destroying the social status of the other woman within the group. So one thing especially you ladies need to keep in mind, whenever you are the recipient of a shaming tactic, in most of the cases, the user of the shaming tactic toward you will be a woman. And you need to be ready for that. And you need to be prepared to dismantle what she's trying. And maybe in the process, just maybe, hurting her feelings. It's not a popular thought these days, but it is necessary if you value yourself. So let's go to a few examples. One example for you ladies. Imagine you're dressed up, you're walking along the street, and there's a group of women within earshot, you know what I mean, but yeah. And something about you, for example, you being more attractive than them to the opposite sex, is something that they need to shame right now. So they will make sure that you perceive their depreciating looks toward you. Don't forget the mouth that really needs to indicate that something's really wrong about you. That the skirt is too short or too long, or whichever. And they will also make sure that you hear them talking in a semi-hushed voice, and usually they throw in a giggle or two, while all the while looking back at you, that you realize that yes, it's you, you're the problem, you're not welcome in this group. And ladies, it doesn't matter if you know any of them or none at all. The goal of this is the following: the shaming tactic of these women toward this one woman. The goal is to exclude her from a group, regardless of whether or not she has any interest of being part there. But these women show to other passers-by that that particular woman, might be you, is not good mating material, because you gentlemen cannot be sure that you will be the father. Because of the way she dresses, because of their joint judgment, the great depreciation. She, you, are inadequate, ladies. and they make sure that you see it. So be on the lookout for that type of shaming tactic, because everything depends on how you handle it. If you're truly unaffected, these chickens in adult women's bodies can do nothing but gobble and gawk. And all the while you are doing your own thing. Gentlemen, example for you. You're engaged in a discussion with Jessica. Jessica's a narcissist. And Jessica loses temper or argumentative prowess, or both, again, and she tries to shame you. And you put her in her place. You dismantle, you make her take responsibility in front of everyone around you, where she tried to shame you in front of that audience, and you make her take responsibility by displaying to other people around what she's actually trying to do and how stupid it is and how immature. And then the next shaming level, the next shaming tactic towards you comes. Because what Jessica needs now, in front of everyone else, after you've made it so unpleasant for her, the truth you uttered, you making her take responsibility and putting Jessica in her place, that needs a shaming label. You must be a misogynist. You must hate all women. No, gentlemen. That's the goal behind it, yes. But is it a fact? No. The fact that you put a low-quality woman in her place and make her take responsibility does not make you hate 4 billion people on this planet. And everyone with the faintest traces of functioning brain cells will agree with you, but not so the emotionally unregulated, almost childlike narcissist. So then, basically, there was a shaming tactic, you played it back, you deflected it, the next shaming tactic was the negative label toward you, and on it goes, which leads us to the final part of today's video. The final part being, what are your strategies on how to act? There are 3 strategies. I start with the one that I do not recommend. You turn basically passive-aggressive and try to provoke a person like Jessica or a narcissist like Jeff until they completely lose it and verbally, emotionally explode in front of everyone else. Yes, it can work. It depends on the skill level and self-control level of your narcissistic interlocutor. It does. But that's not really the reason why I personally don't recommend it. I personally don't like it. The reason is it costs time, because you have to go back and forth with questions and be provocative, which might or might not be your style. But most of all, it costs a lot of energy. And these people are energy drainers anyway, so why bother with such a provocation ping pong? Just wanted you to know it. This is out there. This is a possibility. I personally do not recommend it. The second one is that you leave. You let that situation hang in the air, pack your things, and check out. Number 3, you reactively and based on facts expose the narcissist. You can do that with those examples that we uttered before. For example, okay, so me putting you, Jessica, in your place, makes me hate all female people in the world. Why exactly? Add a smile or don't. Just splay open what they've been trying to do and how actually literally pathetic it is. Keep that short because it also costs energy, but compared to or in opposition to the shaming tactics toward you, bring the wave breakers of fact-based discussion. Don't let them goad you into a highly emotional response. And basically combine step 2 and step 3 and leave afterwards. Facts, ladies and gentlemen, facts are only a problem for liars. Use that to your advantage. And be your own hero. Be your own heroine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.